Hey gel press friends, Marjolaine here. Today I'm going to create a page in my Interleave Bible using the Faith Impression kit, and I'm going to create a quilt. Normally I like to wing it, but today I'm going to trace the pattern on the page first just to make sure that it all works out. Definitely didn't make it perfect, but it just helped to have a template down before I started putting the ink on. So today I'm using water-based ink, and I didn't clean my brayer yesterday, so it was quite messy, so I decided to open a new one and then didn't end up using it, so I'm ready for next time. So I'm putting the cross on a small acrylic plate. It makes it a lot easier to handle, at least on the middle of the page. And I'm just going to apply the ink directly just by tapping it on. And then I'm just going to use a stamp to add some texture. And here I'm just testing it out to make sure I like it, especially once I put the stamp on. I just want to make sure that it actually showed up. So now I'm ready to put it on the page, so I just line it up to approximately where my pencil lines were. It was really tricky to get to the edge of the page in the crease, so it's not perfect, but I think it looks okay. So this ink is really juicy, so I'm going to hit it with the heat tool to make sure it's nice and dry before I move to the next step. So here I'm just erasing all the pencil lines, and to be honest, I'm not sure if it was really worth it to use a pencil first, but it gave me an extra level of comfort and it's not that much worse to erase. But I didn't follow it that closely, and some of it is under the paint, so it kind of stayed there after I was done. So here I'm taking a whole lot of time to add stitching around every cross and every star. And after I was done, I changed my mind and decided to do something entirely different. So I decided to add black marker in all the white spaces. So I'm not sure why, but I decided to use a snowflake stamp for this next step. I think it's because I was hoping it would look like a star. I'm also going to use some embossing powder from Rita Bearcat. And at first I tried it directly on the page, but I couldn't line up the snowflake very well, and it didn't look good, so I just rubbed off all the powder and decided to do them on the heart instead. So the stamp wasn't exactly on straight on the block, that's why I was having a hard time lining it up, so I flipped it upside down to try to get it a little straighter. And because it's on a wonky heart, it didn't really matter too much if it was straight. So I stamped the snowflake with some Versamark and then poured the embossing powder over top, and then I set it with a heat tool, and the tweezers were very helpful as to not burn my fingers. So here I am overthinking the placement of my hearts, but don't worry. I finally make the decision to go for it, and I stick one heart down and then the other two, and I was quite happy. Happy that I didn't fiddle with it for an hour, as I sometimes do. So my last step is to write the Bible verse that I chose, which was Proverbs 10:12. It was the only verse that I could find with the word quilt in it, and it's from the Message translation, and it says, "Hatred starts fights, but love pulls a quilt over the bickering." So I call this my quilt of love. So for my journaling, I use my Signo Uniball pen. It works quite nicely on the ink, and the white pops on the blue, which makes it look really nice. So that's it for me today. I hope you enjoyed this video, and click the like button, and also don't forget to subscribe to the Gel Press channel, and I'll see you next time. Bye!